Hello there. You don't know who I am, but today we're going to be talking about yet another video game that was turned into a live-action movie. We're going to talk about Doom, as you see behind me. Carl Urban, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Rosamund Pike. We're going to go over this adaptation of Doom, the video game, into a live-action movie. There is a second Doom live-action movie, and we'll get to that one later on. Oh, and one thing to remember before we get too far into this is that there will be some spoilers. I know you can't wait to get into this one, so go ahead and grab your shareware disk. Let's go ahead and reinstall the original Doom. Grab your blue key card, and let's get ready to rip and tear. Doom, the major motion picture, that's always fun to say, was released in 2005 with a decent little budget of $60 million. Unfortunately, worldwide it only grossed, after you've taken domestic and international, so for worldwide it grossed $58 million. So just coming in shy of its overall budget. But with that budget, they were able to pull in some pretty big actors. I mean, these actors were on the up and up at the time, and they aren't as huge as they are now, right? We had Carl Urban, Dwayne Johnson, and Rosamund Pike, plus a top-notch supporting cast. And although you can chalk this up as just another generic action movie, you gotta take it with a grain of salt for its, what it's based on, and where it's coming from, and who the intended audience is for. And if you take all that in consideration, this is a great movie. Yeah, okay, so maybe it's only great in my eyes, but it hopefully will be entertaining in your eyes. For no matter what system you have it for, no matter what kind of a collection you have for it, no matter how many times you've bought it, like me, all we knew was that it was freaking awesome. We didn't know it was changing the entire industry. I know that I did install the shareware version of Level 1 of Doom, turned that thing on, and mind was blown. It was freaking amazing. You were there. You remember installing this shareware version as well. Oh yeah, get ready for it. Here it comes. This opening level, that music, these colors, this drabness, the lighting, the shooting, the fluid movements. Oh, so cool. I guess it's yet another time to start up every one of the Doom soundtracks and just spend a whole week listening to it all over and over. And then afterwards, I had to have the full game. Now, I don't remember if I ended up ordering the game somewhere out of a gaming catalog or something, or if I got my copy by other nefarious means. One of the good things is, like the newer Doom games, this movie is full of just pretty good gore and viscera, and yeah, there's a lot of violence, of course, but the gore is there. It is on par with what you would expect from a Doom movie. I mean, that's one thing to be very thankful for, is that they went for that R rating and they went for that gore, because just imagine if this was going to be a PG-13 movie, we would have, oh boy, and that would have, I'd be singing a different song. As we all know, without Doom, without Wolfenstein, without id Software, we would not be where we are today with any of our games, so I'm not sure what we can really expect, or what we should have been expecting in 2005 from a movie based off of Doom, the video game. But I'll say it here, and I know I've said it a few other times, or at least you'll hear me say it a few other times, is that even though this strays from source material and is derivative work, it is pure enjoyment. We get some great Easter eggs, in way of great, as in, you look for them, you hear some names, you see some stuff, you see some obvious throwbacks to the game, and it just helps you remember what world that you have immersed yourself in for this hour and a half or hour and 50 minutes, whatever it is. And this right here, I know several people did not like the first-person shooter sequence for this at the end of the movie, but I really enjoyed it. I thought that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, because of that, we ended up getting Hardcore Henry. Oh my gosh, what a movie that is. Now I want to say there was nothing skimped on this movie. All the money that they put into it was actually well spent, and even the graphics and the animation stuff holds up really well today. I can't say anything bad about this movie. I did go to the theater to watch it. This is definitely not any type of a B or C or even D rated movie, because even as I rewatched this recently, the special effects are top notch. The few jump scares you need are there. It's everybody puts in a great performance. As you see here from the gameplay for Doom 3, you'll notice some pretty big similarities, and that is because this was released right in the same time frame. I believe Doom 3 came out in 2004, and so this draws very heavily, like I just said, on the Doom 3 for what we get to see in the actual Doom movie. Yeah, and I think for better or for worse, Doom 3 is the black sheep of the franchise that some people did not enjoy. But I think, hey, well, never mind. You already know what I'm going to say. So I guess all I should say about Doom 3 is that, yeah, it was a little bit of a different flavor, but you know what? It's still Doom, and it's still in the mythos, and it's still okay. Okay, a few key things we noticed about The Rock here in Doom, the movie. I probably can't even say that on screen, so I probably shouldn't say that. But this is a much smaller version of The Rock, where he was more well-defined and not all just bulbous and bulging in weird places. We get to see The Rock wear some prosthetics. Yeah, they do a lot of makeup for The Rock in a couple of scenes. This sees The Rock actually getting beat up. That's right, this was before in his contract he couldn't really touch him or he couldn't lose a fight. So he definitely does lose a fight. Maybe this really just was only a bromance in space. This was a good role for him as well. He really goes all out has a pretty cool little character arc of being a hard, badass Marine into a, whoops, yeah, now I'm pretty psychotic. So it was a good role, and he did a good job. There are a few good select Easter eggs. Very obvious Easter eggs, of course, with the BFG, and that is fun to see. It doesn't get used nearly enough, but of course, if you were to use it too much, then it would just be ridiculous, and you'd wonder, why was there even a problem?
Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. I wonder if I make you proud.
Well, the settings here are great. I really enjoyed all of the, of course it's got limited locations where they're at, but each location is great, and it really reminds you of some video game levels, right? With the corridors, some nice open areas, different levels, of course the lighting, coming in or out, being very dark in some areas, well lit here or there. The atmosphere kind of brought a good Doom atmosphere to you, especially from Doom 1, from the first level, really, when you're within a facility. Of course, after you get further into the movie, the further it gets away from the game, but that's to be expected. You just take what you can for inspiration to create this, and sure, at the end of the day, you can call it an obvious Aliens knockoff, or even some crazy zombie movie in space. Yeah, Doom 2, full stop. That's all I need to say. And everybody will just start bowing down. I mean, I guess what I'd like to know down in the comments is which Doom is your favorite? Which Doom did you start off with? Where did you get involved with the franchise? While these guys are Marines, you could easily just call them Colonial Marines, because as they go into the situation, you know, they've got their cameras on and they've got somebody sitting back watching the action and trying to help navigate where they're going and stuff. So it's very much in the same vein of Aliens is in that way. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing this trope. It's so good. But hey, that just makes it all that more fun because the action is consistent and constant, and it's never lacking. There's plenty of gore, plenty of violence. So that is the fun of Doom, and like I'm going to say with all these that I talk about, definitely give it a watch. This one, of course, there's a lot more money involved. You got a lot more known actors involved, so there was actually a more appeal to the mainstream as they tried to make it an actual, you know, AAA title, you know, a summer movie. So not just the typical stuff that I like to watch, you know, which is a straight to video or a straight to home video or a straight to a friend of a friend of a friend gave me a copy of some bizarro title and I loved it as I watched it, of course. Well, I just want to say thank you for tuning into this and watching this. Well, hopefully you watched it, or you know just how great it was. You know, go ahead and, of course, as we like to, leave comments and your thoughts of the movies in the comments below. And you know, I think we'll go ahead and we'll stick with the sci-fi theme. And for the next movie that we cover, the next video game turned into a movie that we will cover is going to be none other than Wing Commander. Oh, that's right. Wing Commander. And we'll get into that. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Oh, I can't wait to share this one with you as well. All right. Thank you again. And as always, game on.